So we're going to start with the behavior. The first exercise asks you to list what your loved one is using. Your loved one may just drink or just use one drug, or they may sometimes use alcohol or a drug in combination with another drug. So for instance, perhaps your loved one smokes marijuana during the week and then occasionally combines alcohol and cocaine on the weekend nights. If this is the case, you'll want to list marijuana as one drug, alcohol and cocaine in combination as a second drug. We consider alcohol, by the way, to be a drug. Next, we'd like you to list the signs that tell you your loved one is using or drinking. For some of you, this will be easy to answer. For instance, his eyes are glassy and his left eye droops when he smokes pot. For others, this might not be as clear. For all of the exercises in this module, we give you lots of examples that you can check and room to add other things. The supplement contains a list of signs and symptoms by drug. If you can't figure out what they're on, but they're on something, that will be good enough for now. Just put a question mark in the drug name and ask yourself, how do you know something is wrong? They're using because... So if you listed signs such as being rageful, physically abusive, threatening, or anything else that makes you feel unsafe, I want you to click on Module 2 now, How Do I Stay Safe, to assess whether this approach is right for you. Next, we want to understand the antecedents to your loved one's use. What happens right before they use? Before your loved one uses, there are external events that occur that set the stage for use. These are called triggers, like running into the neighbor who drinks, or passing by the street where drugs are sold, or a bad day at work. In short, external triggers are the people, places, and things that lead one to use. Your loved one may also drink or use drugs in response to an internal trigger, such as a response to some emotional or physical need like lifting one's spirits or relaxing. While it may be hard right now to imagine that your loved one can learn alternatives to drinking and drugging when faced with a trigger, people who want to quit do just that. People learn to be aware of their triggers and they find alternatives to using, like going to an AA meeting or to the gym or for a dog walk. Perhaps they play some music or call someone safe. This is how you build a sober life, by dealing with the triggers in a constructive, sober way each time they come up. In place of the drugs and alcohol, they do something that brings a little pleasure to them, something that is rewarding. Life gets a little better. Many people with addiction issues have learned to use these alternative rewards and have stopped using. So no matter where on the scale your loved one is, they too can learn this. In the module, My Loved One Isn't Using Right Now, Now What? We give your loved one a head start by helping you identify those things that are rewarding to your loved one and show you how to place them in front of your loved one at the moment they are triggered. So let's look at what triggers your loved one. In this exercise, write down the external triggers that may be driving your loved one to drink or use. To answer this question, ask yourself, I know my loved one is going to drink or use because... Note that sometimes drinking or drug use brings on the use of another drug, so we've included this possibility in the list. So for instance, when your loved one drinks, it leads them to use cocaine. As I mentioned, there are also internal triggers that lead someone to use. Here we are asking you to get inside your loved one's head, and this may be harder to do, but even a logical guess is a good place to start. The next question actually has to do with you. Write down how you typically react when you realize your loved one is going to use. This will help you build the awareness around these reactions and make it easier to shift them if necessary.